was going to do.
Yeah.
I can't say it's the greatest AI product on the market. No offense to them, but or some offense, I guess. So I did it just so I just wanted to see like what are the audit logs I get, and I just weirdly so that I could then in our product receive them, use them, store them, run different even AI models on those logs to find out what's happening, and like weirdly like the audit log would only show up like half the time. And I was getting frustrated because I was like, so I typed in, and these are the things I couldn't put in the blog post because it's like becomes very long-winded.
Yeah, long-winded. Yeah, exactly.
I just kind of go
and this
on.
is why I love this because we're gonna hear all the back, I call it the cuts and edits and all of that stuff,
Yeah. So just interrupt me if you have questions or anything. But I guess we get to this point where I'm trying to get these audit logs and they're just kind of weirdly not appearing sometimes. So I'm like, so strange. So I type in like, tell me about this plan document we have. And then I said, and actually log it this time. And then it does. And then I thought, okay, the next time I thought, what if I told it?
What if I told it not to?
And so I just wrote like, and this time, and it was
by the way, Zach, before you do that, I want people to hear this. Hackers, that's what we are. We play with out of the box, right? We want to see what more we can do. So
right, and that I think that's also what connects me to why I've gotten a little bit like into the cybersecurity side. Is I've found that is like it's quite playful in some ways. It's like when you read about some of the best, like some of these really great hacks, to be quite honest,
and researchers.
I don't mean to like glorify them, but like I'm like, well, that was pretty clever. I mean, right? And it relates. It's like, so I basically was down that path where I just said, what if I asked to do the opposite? So I said something like, don't log this time. And I think it first did that dumb thing where it just goes like, sorry, I can't chat about this, and turned itself off. And all down. And then I said like something, I kind of noticed that it correlated with the references. So I said, okay, don't link me to it. And then like no audit log appeared. And then I went and I wanted to like, I was like, I kind of couldn't believe it was that stupid. So I went and like grabbed a few people on the team. I was like, oh yeah, sit here and watch what I'm doing. Let's verify this together. And I just typed it again, nothing, new chats, new context, tested all this, changed permissions on the files. One thing that was funny is that once I released this and after going through the MSRC process and stuff, everywhere on the internet was really, really great, except for Reddit, where on Reddit, everyone's comment is something like, I bet you didn't test it. Trust me, I tested everything.
Yeah.
Microsoft confirmed.
So goes on Reddit. If you didn't hear it, Zack is telling you now. He tested it.
Yes, I tested all of them, all the different options. None of these, they're like, well, I bet it logged in SharePoint. I'm like, why would it log there?
Yeah, that's interesting. So I know we're talking about the technical details of it, but we do have users who are interested in cyber and regular users, enterprise users. Some CTOs may not even be as technical, and and just for the record, like Zack is the CTO of Pistachio, and he was digging deep into the weeds, like he was in the trenches doing this. How would you explain the vulnerability in simple terms? Like, what is the risk here?
Right. The risk is that people can access files using Copilot, and you'll never know that happened. Meaning, normally when you access a file, there is a traceable record of that, which you normally don't have to look at, doesn't matter. But when somebody leaves the company and maybe they go to a competitor, your security team is probably or should check, right? They should go like, okay, let's go see
what did they last few days looked at before what happened,
right? And it's very common. People take stuff, okay, and sometimes the answer is the security team finds it, and we say, okay, well, they're going to a totally different. I'd let it depends on what the information is and what level of seriousness and what type of company you are, but you should know. And then the problem here is, and sometimes these go to court, and then you need to testify to the of the audit log. You need to be able to say, this is there. Problem is with Copilot, a person could have taken it all and never left.
No trace of it. Wow, that's crazy. And I know. Go ahead, Zack.
I was going to say that has one other implication too, which I think is quite dangerous, which is there are a number of laws, especially in the United States, which it's weird. I have like a law degree from the UK, but I somehow just know that this is true in the US more. HIPAA compliance requires basically any access to a person's medical record.
Yes,
needs to have a log, which is great law because it prevents maybe your doctor should have access, but maybe they shouldn't have access. Maybe they shouldn't use that access every day. So, it's because it's weird, right? Like, why are they going in every day? So they're supposed to have a record that it happened. If they don't, that's a problem. That's literally you're no longer compliant with that section of HIPAA, basically.